BART officer killed in the line of duty, and months before he predicted it could happen. Only on 5, his wife now fulfilling a promise that she made to him and fellow BART officers. Good evening, I'm Ken Bastida.
And I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. Sergeant Tommy Smith was shot and killed by a fellow BART officer last year during a search of a Dublin apartment. Our Juliette Goodrich is there now, and she sat down today with Smith's widow, who says BART ignored her husband's pleas for more training. Juliette?
Veronica, Kelly Smith told me today that what happened inside that apartment during the probation search close to a year and a half ago was her husband's worst fear.
It's very scary. It haunts me. You know, I think he should still be here.
Kelly Smith, a BART officer for almost 20 years, says she will never forget a conversation she had with her husband in the middle of the night, months before he was killed on duty by a fellow officer.
He came home one night off a call out and was just really frustrated and upset. Woke me up 2, 3 in the morning and said, "Kelly, if anything ever happens to me, I want you to sue the blank out of BART."
Kelly says she didn't want to have to file a lawsuit, but she says she is now Tommy's voice.
But I felt that my coworkers' safety was in jeopardy. As a result, my husband lost his life. Had this tragically happened to a child, you know, the public's safety is in jeopardy.
The lawsuit accuses BART Police and the BART Board of ignoring officers' requests like Detective Smith's for more training in high-risk buildings and probation searches. Officer Mays, who fired the fatal shot, is also listed as a defendant.
So how often was he having to do probation searches?
A lot.
There were mistakes made because of the process that they used and the way the search was done.
Eustace de St. Phal is Kelly's attorney.
Detective Tommy Smith, the sergeant of the detectives unit, was first requesting supervision from SWAT officers. That was denied. He was then requesting specific training related to building searches, and that was denied.
BART released a statement saying while the BART family continues to mourn the loss of Sergeant Smith, the tragic shooting occurred despite extensive training the officers had received, which far exceeded the standards required.
Yeah, this is very tough.
Kelly says as a BART officer, she feels a duty to protect her family, colleagues, and the public, so this will never happen to anyone else. Now, after Detective Smith was killed, BART did send some officers to training, but the lawsuit says that they want all officers sent to training. In Dublin, Juliette Goodrich, KPIX 5.